We've got lots of cannons on the way. 3 cannons. Where are they? Not entirely. Oh, probably around here. Yeah, some cannons around here. Trying to fend off this kind of army, but they're not going to be up in time to deal with this, so he's going to have to use some good force fields. They're going to try and run by again. Does KiWiKaKi see it? Yes, I think he does. Going to try and get around. No, he's going to go back. Yeah, he needs to get over there. Okay, he's going to come around the side. Takes out a pylon, but not a huge amount of damage done. This map is incredible for these kind of run-by challenges. Fortunately, a cannon had to be cancelled there, because, you know, you can just run straight down here and they could have no idea. Colossus is out, though, now, with that thermal lance upgrade. Almost. Sorry, this is called extended thermal lance. I'm such a noob. But yeah, the extended thermal lance is on the way. This Colossus will deal absolutely huge damage to the roach population over here, with only their +1 attack. Well, they are getting tunneling claws now. Is Burrow done? Burrow is done. Could be incredibly annoying. There's no observer, but there is cannon, so that will see them certainly. Taking out that Zealot. A very, very heavy roach build here from ViBE. I'm not sure how that will fare against the teched up Protoss army. At the moment, KiWiKaKi's army is pretty small, but he's cranking out those Colossus, and with a few more of those, that army will be almost worthless, especially with the amount of food it takes up. He's on 170 food, but it's just roaches, and they're not the strongest of things. He's going to try and take out that assimilator. He will succeed. The Colossus just running in there, though, making more stalkers very effective against these roaches. And more might help, but the Colossus are certainly better. Oh, a bit of a waste of a force field, but never mind. If we just have some script tumors, Baneling Nest on the way, and a Spire, so double tech going down now for ViBE, maybe realising that these roaches aren't the best, although there is not that much supply. How many Zerglings are there? Yeah, there is not much supply. Hydralisks are coming out, though, so he's going to have to kill off some stuff. I won't be surprised, yes, to try and see this kind of suicide attempt here. Maybe just to free up some supply. Oh, but he did catch maybe a few more than ViBE wanted to there. Quite a lot of units going down, including expensive Hydralisks. There is now an observer on the field as well, which will help deal with that. We have a look at the production. Another Colossus on the way, along with 2 real Phoenix, I believe. Not to the fake ones. Where's the Stargate at? Ah, yeah, double Stargate now, so 2 Phoenix coming out. Hopefully he should do. I guess he's seen the Spire, but he might not have done. Lots and lots of roaches. What kind of upgrades have we got here? +2 attack here against those roaches, which will do some serious damage. That Stalker is unfortunately going to go down. He doesn't really have much of a chance. Look at the so much mobility on these roaches, though, especially with the Burrow. Trying to poke here, but these Colossus are just like, no. Yeah, you Burrow. You restore that health in a stupidly fast time. The 3 Colossus now, and another one on the way, going really heavy Colossus for KiWiKaKi. Plenty of supply as well to fill, whereas ViBE is pretty much stuck on roaches. A huge amount of roaches and 4 Hydras, you know. So the Baneling Nest is not going to be useful now, at least. That Sentry, though, slightly out of position, just picking off units. ViBE actually has quite a good position here, because he has to work his way through the probes, which kind of makes them go a bit funny the way they walk, especially with his cannon as well. This army is kind of scary. I mean, unfortunately, a few Void Rays would kind of peck it off, but I don't think we are going to see that, at least not yet. What happened to those, 18 Banelings on the way now. After some of these roaches dying, he is just kind of suiciding off these roaches now. Although did manage to get the Nexus, which is quite a big game, because that will drastically lower his economy, although both players having a huge bank of minerals, and it's going to rebuild that pretty quickly. Although there are some long-range mining probes now, which can be easy money for ViBE. As you can see, he has 32 Banelings here, just rolling around, and more Banelings on the way. So how many is that going to be? That's going to be a lot of Banelings. We're going to have a lot of Banelings, and a lot of roaches splitting up now to try and avoid those Colossus splash damage. A lot of Phoenix. Not really sure why. Another Phoenix on the way. Charge on the way too, for the small amount of Zealots. These players are kind of, nice use of them, taking out some of the Banelings. Really effective, but here come the Banelings. Are they going to know? Oh yeah, takes out a lot of them. Huge, massive force fields. Awesome force fielding there by KiWiKaKi, losing almost nothing and stopping all of those Banelings. And now I see why those Phoenix were useful, although there are some Infestor on the field now to try and deal with these Colossus. They're going to run down the side. Oh no, they're coming back. The Banelings. Oh, force field again. Fantastic force fielding. They're taking out quite a lot of Stalkers. The Colossus with their 9 range just devastating through all that. Those massive use of force fields there. Those Phoenix are going to kill off those Corruptors. Sorry, I'm scrolling bad. These Colossus on like 17, 4, 6, 17, 10 kills. 5 Colossus now on the field. Another Colossus on the way. KiWiKaKi is leading in the supply now, but ViBE can make that back so fast that Immortal was slightly out of position. Getting surrounded, these Colossus now unfortunately going to have to try and retreat a bit without losing that many. Lost one already. These Colossus are pretty much on their own now, although they're doing huge damage and are on reasonable health. Although one of them is practically dead. That one, it is going to go down. Target firing that. But KiWiKaKi is having to run away. Here go more Stalkers reinforcing. Now only 2 Colossus left. This is going to be incredibly close, although those Phoenix are definitely doing their damage. I did not think they would be used that well. Only on a few kills, but it just helps. That drone will not escape with his life. Another Colossus on the way. Charge almost done, although there are no Zealots on the field. Is he going to summon in a whole load of Zealots? How many gates do we have? I think we have quite a lot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gates. 2 Stargates. Taking out this expansion over here now. More Roaches on the way, but I'm afraid they will not last long against those Colossus. Let's have a look at our Super Colossus here. No, 3 kills. 22 kills here. Rank Executor. Ah, yeah, he's an Executor. That cannon is not going to go long. Definitely going for this gold expansion now. These Zealots running in with their charge. Definitely producing quite a lot of Zealots now. And these Colossus are on their way with their 9 range. There we go, just going to devastate these Roaches. KiWiKaKi on a huge supply lead now. If we have a look at the units lost, I do not know the hotkey L. There's a shocker. Our Zog player losing a lot more resources in his units because these Roaches are practically just suiciding. A lot of what are hallucinated? Were they hallucinated? I'm just thinking, can hallucinated units even pick them up? I assume they cannot. There's another expansion going down here for ViBE. ViBE is now only on 90 supply to 192. We have a look at the production tab. Another Colossus on the way. This Colossus just absolutely devastating. With ViBE having very little units to try and deal with it. These are Roaches making a run-by attempt, but I can't imagine it will do a huge amount now that these Colossus are here. And that Colossus could do with turning its little legs around, taking out some pylons, but it's not going to come to much. But it does give ViBE a little bit of time to try and rebuild an army, as you can see, which is what he's doing with these Zerglings. Presumably going to turn them into Banelings at some point, or maybe he's going to try and run them by entirely. Could do some damage to that expansion, although the rocks are not gone. These Roaches are just jamming. These do not have quite enough MLG to lift. There we go. Just getting rid of those. A really scary army here of Stalkers. And ViBE does drop the GG at that point. He was behind for quite a long time. They managed to hold up pretty well, though. These Colossus just absolutely devastating. 15, 25, 16, and 1. There was definitely one with higher kills than that earlier, but I guess it died. Well, he's a noob. He's a noob. He's just a disciple. But anyway, thank you very much, guys. I will upload this. Well, there's no point saying that because you'll have seen it when I upload it. Yes. Anyway, join me for game 2. Thank you. Good night. Yeah, see you in a bit.